Okay, it seems like a good amount of people had a problem with my verdict on the whole John Walker murking a flag smasher outside on a step situation, so let me talk about it more. For the people that actually broke it down and took their time to write out whole essays in the comment section, this is for y'all. Now, some people gave the excuse of John acting like a dick to the fact that Sam and Bucky were treating him like shit to begin with. Problem with that is the dude was pretty much arrogant from the start. Like, take the first conversation they actually had after the fight with the flag smashers. Keep in mind, Sam and Bucky are both put off by the fact that Steve got replaced by this dude in general by the government when it was against both of their wishes, because Sam wanted that shield to essentially stay in storage or a museum, and Bucky didn't even get the shield offered to him, so he had no say in the shit regardless. Sam and Bucky weren't connected to the mantle of Captain America, they were connected to the man that was Steve Rogers behind that mantle, and that man is now gone and they are fucking grieving. So the last thing either of them would want to see is someone else picking up that shield and expecting help from the people that helped out Steve just because he has that mantle. The way John asks, it's almost like he's asking them to work for him and even antagonizes them while doing it. Hell, they sneaked this Bucky with the serum talk and actually admitted to hacking into Red Wing to track down Falcon. And while it is government property and they working for the government which allowed them to do that, it still showed a high level of invasiveness that they had over them. Then had the nerve to say, hey yo, look, we respect y'all, but y'all was getting y'all asses whooped before we showed up. But then they got their ass whooped after they showed up. Then they tracked them down again and tried to buy their camaraderie again by getting Bucky out of jail. Like, he's legit acting like the new boss that took over the company after the old boss quit, and that's not helping. And even then, Sam just straight up admits why they don't work with him, and it's because they work for the government and have too much ties to them. And John proceeds to then threaten them to stay out of their way. Like, honestly, if someone tried to be friends with you like this, would you accept that shit? I'm not saying Sam and Bucky were justified to basically be put off by John in the first place, but at the very least, it makes sense. Now, in the case of John Walker's character as a whole, I don't see him as a bad guy or even a villain. I saw him as someone who had too many issues in the head to be in a role of Captain America, like in the case of Bucky. On top of that, he's essentially a good soldier who follows orders to the letter no matter what morality case is put in front of him. He has shown multiple times he is less likely to do the right thing and go for the thing that makes his people happy the most. And if not anyone else, then most definitely himself. He would flex his position as Captain America like it was a sheriff badge. And while it most definitely will gas anybody up to be Captain America or deem Captain America by the government, you most definitely shouldn't let it go over your fucking head. Hell, even when John was talking to the Dora Milaje, the motherfucker couldn't resist the urge to flex that position. And when he should have known damn well Wakanda don't give a fuck about no Captain America or America in general. Even Sam warned him, dude, do not try to press these motherfuckers. And he definitely knew about them because they're not a fucking secret no more. Wakanda's secret was out. And then tried to say, oh yeah, y'all have no jurisdiction here, when the dude that killed their king was in the same room. Also in that same room was a Bucky with a vibranium arm courtesy of Wakanda. And last but not least, please do not put your hands on motherfuckers you don't know, because that tends to get you fucked up. And while you're still human at the end of the day, if you're trying to do something most humans wouldn't even dream of doing, then you still get held to a higher standard. Now let's talk about the scene in question, because I saw some red flags in my comments. Keep in mind, John Walker's crash out was valid. It was just on the wrong motherfucking person. Carly was the one that killed Lamar, not him. And after say killing him, and every other flag smasher in the vicinity, including Carly, ran in all different directions. So in that moment, he chose to go after the nearest flag smasher in the vicinity, which I can get because Carly was out of there. But dude continued to run from him and only did shit to slow him down. Also, for the people that brought up the fact that he probably could have hit those two people in the back, no the fuck he wouldn't. Them bitches were 50 feet away. And even then, he aimed that shit directly at John. Them motherfuckers were safe. Bro, people had the nerve to say that dude didn't actually surrender and was actually trying to continue the confrontation. No the fuck he was not. He was knocked down and trying to get up and just kept getting knocked down. And then when John put his foot on his fucking chest, this man's hands was up. That is literally what surrendering is. You don't even have to explicitly say I surrender to surrender. Hell, you know how many times people have either waved the white flag or threw in the fucking towel? Hell, he didn't even try to grab the shield. His ass was just getting cut the fuck up. His last words were, it wasn't me, because it literally wasn't him. He even tried to justify it later saying, I had to do it. He killed Lamar when he fucking didn't. John Walker just simply executed a dude in cold blood who was unarmed and not trying to fight him. That's exactly what happened. And before anybody says, well, he technically wasn't unarmed because he was a super soldier. Yeah, he was a civilian on a fucking serum. Meanwhile, John Walker's on that same serum, except he's got military training and an indestructible ass shield. Also, can we please stop this rhetoric that having powers or even just being on a serum automatically makes you unable to be a victim, especially when multiple times it's been shown the super soldier serum is not all that, because you can still get shot and stabbed. And then people were trying to use the point of, well, he didn't surrender until John's foot was on his chest, so you know he probably didn't mean it. Motherfucker, that's when you surrender, well, you have no other options, of which his only other option in this situation was running away. And to make matters worse, all of this wouldn't have happened legit if John didn't interrupt Sam during that funeral when talking to Carly. But John, being paranoid and not trusting Sam's judgment and ability, said, fuck that shit, we're arresting you in this damn funeral. Also, one thing that people tended to gloss over was the fact that the Flag Smashers are still fucking people. Even with all the shit they've done, Carly herself and everybody else to a higher degree were reluctant in doing what they fucking did. They just felt like it was the only way to do it to get their message across. That message being, hey yo, world governments, y'all neglectful as shit. Bro, y'all talking about Carly like she the devil. Meanwhile, Killmonger literally wanted world domination and y'all glossed over that shit. He did not want equality, he wanted power and he wanted supremacy. That's it. But regardless, it's fuck both of them till the wheels fall off. For the people saying that Steve Rogers did the same thing, please show me a clip of MCU Steve Rogers pulling up on somebody in the streets who was a non-active threat and executing them. Hell, he was so much of a sport during a fight that if you actively just wanted to throw hands with him, he just would've. Hell, Sam hasn't even been doing that and he's got wings that can cut a Hulk up. Now, Steve Rogers has admitted he's done fucked up shit in World War II, but as far as we can tell, those were in active combat zones and trying to win a war. John Walker was doing damn near the same shit to get his medals of honor in Afghanistan, of which even he admitted this shit was fucked up. Also, can we please stop acting like Sam didn't try to work with John whenever he had to? Try to help him when it came to dealing with the Dora Milaje, even though that shit didn't work. Hell, he even convinced Bucky to help him out and he don't like his ass. He also tried talking him down when it came to the Flag Smasher situation. It just didn't work, with even Bucky basically saying, hey, don't go down this path, it's not worth it when you get to the destination. Bottom line is, John Walker is a sympathetic, complex character, but that still does not ignore the fact that he did wrong when it came to executing that Flag Smasher. And him being mentally unstable at the time does not excuse it from being a wrong action, especially when the guy was the most reluctant member of the group, did not kill Lamar, and most definitely was outclassed by John in every way, shape, and form. That's just my thoughts. Y'all have a good day.